Everyone, Daisy here with another layout for the Shimmerz Paints design team. I'm super excited to be sharing this layout because I love how it turned out. Don't forget that if you add my name to the comments of your next purchase in the shop, you do get a fun little freebie included in your order. So it doesn't take much. You just add my name, Daisy, down into the comments when you put your order in. So I am yeah, I didn't know what I wanted to do this month, and I have been really into using my stamps, and so I knew I wanted to do that, and so what I decided to do is kind of like a mixed media technique that I see a lot of people use, like in journals and things like that. So I'm using my background stamps that I have. So there's one from, I think it was Hero Arts, one from Simon Hurley, and one, I can't remember where the other one was from. And then also I'm using these Ellie Studio Word stamps and just putting them on a block and fitting them together nicely. And then I'm using some Stays On ink and stamping the background. Now it's important to use an ink that will not smear when you get it wet, because we are going to be adding, or I am anyway, going to be adding a lot of paint and a lot of mist. So it's very important that you use one that isn't going to smear. I am not worried about the quality of my stamping so much because you can see like they didn't stamp clear. There's some, missing spots and images. I'm overlaying some spots with the different stamps. And yeah, just making sure that I'm getting it all over the place. I did gesso this paper just with some plain white gesso. I actually use the cheap stuff at Hobby Lobby. I think it's $8. It's really very economical and yeah, works just as well. It's a little watery, but it works just as well. So just coming back in, adding a couple of more stamps where, the blank spots are. I wanted to make sure that things were overlapping everywhere. I didn't want you to be able to kind of tell what was in the background because of what I'm going to do with this. So I am going to pull out all of the pretty colors. I'm just bringing a mat in there because I knew this is going to end up being kind of a mess. So I am using Buddy's favorite color, One Hot Mama, and Piggy Pink. And I'm just adding, I actually add too much water here. I'm also using Pink Moscato, which I love. It has like this gold shimmer to it when it dries. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Pink Moscato, Pink Stiletto, Scarlet Fever, and Cotton Candy. Yes, Cotton Candy. And I am just spraying these onto a stamping block and then smushing it around on the background. I'm trying to make sure there aren't any harsh lines, and I'm letting the colors mix together a little bit, but I also want to be sure that you can get, you can see kind of separate colors because I do want it to be a little bit different for each one. And so I came up with this idea because I have been on some medication that makes my hands super shaky. So I knew I couldn't paint anything intricate. I knew I couldn't do anything, too precise because my hands are so shaky right now. And this was perfect. It didn't matter that I was shaky. It didn't matter at all. I just smeared everything around and yeah, love it. I love how this turns out. Now it looks like a hot mess. I agree. I know it does. But it's going to be gorgeous. Just wait. So I'm just trying to make sure that all of the areas are pretty much filled in or have some sort of color in it. So I'm, spraying directly on there. I'm adding water. I'm letting it pool up in a couple of places. Just so that the color is a little bit deeper, because if you have a lot of the pigment in one area, it'll obviously color or have more pigment in that area when it dries. So just spraying everything on, spraying some water. And this is why the gesso is super important, and also the waterproof ink, because yeah, I went a little overboard, not gonna lie. So just trying to figure out if I'm happy, and I am going to try this with my heat tool, which this Yeah. I think I actually cut part of it out because this takes forever to dry because I did add a lot of water. So, yeah. But it didn't matter. It does warp and buckle in a couple of places, but again, it doesn't matter because what I'm going to do with it is I'm actually going to use a cut file that I've had in my stash. I don't really know where I got it from, but it's just basically a bunch of hearts. And I am going to cut out a bunch of hearts on this paper, and that's why it doesn't matter that it looks like a total disaster because each little heart is going to look it's going to be individual and it's going to look amazing. And I love this project. I love how the hearts turn out. Um, yeah. So then I decided I needed to add some sprinkles. So I'm adding just some around here. I do come in with the red, which can sometimes look like drops of blood, but it doesn't end up looking like that at all. So, and then I decide that I want to use some black splatters too. So I'm bringing in Night Moves, which is a coloring. So it's a very pigmented color. It doesn't have any shimmer in it, but I kind of wanted it to look like the ink in the background. So just sprinkling it around. I did give up with the nozzle and pull out a small paintbrush just to make it easier on myself because the nozzle kept splashing all over. And there I was trying to decide what background I wanted to use. So I thought I was going to use a hot pink background that I had put some thick white gesso on, and the hearts just blended in. So then I thought I'd use a black one. And the black one did look nice, but it just, I don't know, was too much. It was too much. So I pulled this pattern paper out. This is from Dear Lizzie. She's magic. Yes, I think she's magic. And I have this photo of my daughter and her friends at homecoming posing for a picture. And I thought this would be a great way to use these hearts. Like, the obvious thing would be to go for a lovey-dovey layout, which I definitely could do my daughter and her boyfriend because they're stinking cute. But I had been flipping through my thickers and I found this Love Your Tribe. And I'm like, that would be a perfect title for a photo like this. And the hearts would be great. So I decided to go with a picture of her and her girlfriends. And I'm just layering the hearts around, and I left this part in. I don't end up going with this at all, like this layout at all, because I don't know. I just didn't like it. You can see I did use my Faber-Castell Pitt Artist pen to outline the hearts, like draw a black line around the edge. I did that off camera, again, because of the shakiness. I had to go super slow, but I felt like it made them stand out just a little bit more. This layout did take me a long time because I kept changing my mind. And yeah, there you saw my thinking fingers. And so I'm like, I don't really like that. Let's try it this way. So I'm going to go with a vertical kind of layout here. And I love the way the hearts end up when I do this, but then I don't like the rest of it. So it's going to change again. And I should have stuck the hearts down because I really do like the way the hearts are. I just, end up changing it again. So I'm just like putting them down, thinking about it. I sent a couple of pictures to Christy because I could not make a decision for anything. And sometimes when you're out of practice, I guess, with scrapbooking, that can definitely happen. And I feel like I am out of practice because I have not been able to create as much lately because I've just been so sick. But yeah. So here I'm pulling in some of these, what are they? Epoxy? No, maybe epoxy? Thickers from an old Valentine collection, really old. It's been in my stash forever, and decided to use some of the arrows, and then that Girls Rule puffy sticker. That is from All Heart. Is it? I'm sorry. I'm just really not doing a great job at knowing what things are. But yeah, anyway, a puffy sticker from a crepe paper collection that says Girls Rule. And then this is where I'm like, ew, I don't like that. Why, the Love Your Tribe doesn't work over there. And so then I changed to a vertical photo or a portrait style photo instead of a landscape. And that solves my problem um, with what I wasn't liking. So I trimmed the photo down. I do have washi tapes over her friends' photos because I don't have permission, to post them. Um, so I stuck it down on some white cardstock, and then I'm putting it on this mirrored gold paper that I get from Cardstock Warehouse, and just trimming it down. I just wanted a really thin border. And now I'm gonna, put the hearts back on in completely different arrangement. I'm trying to mix them up so that they're not too matchy next to each other, and I am going to pop a couple of them up on some foam. But yeah, this ends up being a really just fun layout, and I feel like it could work for so many things. And now I have a lot of these hearts left over that I can use on other layouts as little, added bits and stuff. I decided that I wanted to kind of tilt my hearts a little bit and make them a little wacky and fun because that's my daughter and her friends. They're wacky and fun. And so I'm just sticking everything down, and you can see how each heart looks different. Some of them have similar coloring, but they are so different because of the stamping, the layering of stamping that I did in the background. It really, they each turn out so different and so much fun, and I just love the effect. It kind of looks like a weird graffiti thing, and I think they turned out amazing. So just sticking these down, finishing that up. I did want to pop a couple more of them up on some foam, but I'm going to continue to layer the hearts down. But this is a really simple way to make a lot of embellishments, a lot of impact on your layout. And you can, I didn't have to use the whole sheet for hearts. I could have done half of it in hearts and half of it in stars or something like that. And so I would have had, a variety of embellishments, but I was really into the heart, so I wanted to do that. And I'm picking out a couple, the ones that are left on the tray, I didn't outline. And so I'm just picking out a couple of them just because of the color. I wanted different colors, so. And I'm liking everything so far. I'm glad I just went for it and stuck everything down. And then I decided that I want to layer like my title into that heart area. So I am going to do that. Sticking my photo down. Didn't want that little gap showing there. And then it's going to be Love Your Tribe. And I thought the gold went really well too. So I pulled out a couple of other Dear Lizzie things, that Yay little hexagon thing, the Beautiful Day thing I stuck to the bottom of the Girls Rule. And then I also pulled out a puffy No Drama because, yeah, when you get girls together, there's always drama. But there was no drama that night. It was very nice. And I'm going to come back in and add a couple of the arrows in, filling in a couple of the gaps where I felt like, they needed to be filled in a little bit. And then I decide I need a little layer over here. And if you've been following me or watching my channel, yes, I realize that I am on this like vertical design kick. I don't know why. I can't get out of it, but I'm perfectly fine with it because I feel like they look different enough that I'm not just doing the same layout over and over again. But I decided I need a little cluster over here, so I'm adding some more of the hearts over here. Again, pulling in some different colored ones just to make sure that, I have everything represented that I want to represent. I'm adding that little epoxy thing. It's got a arrow with or a heart with an arrow. Heart with an arrow through it. And just popping in a few more of these little hearts that were on the tray there. I'm not outlining them because they're just too small and my hands are just too shaky. So, and then I'm going to come in and add a couple of, so I felt like, when I stuck my first photo down, it ripped a hole in the paper. So then I felt like I had to cover it because it looked atrocious to me. So I'm going to come in and just add some more hearts because, why not? And I feel like my daughter stands out so much in the photo that I'm not taking away from it by adding these hearts. I am not going to layer as many over the top as I have here, but I'm just trying to make sure that I cover the holes in the paper underneath. And then I'm going to come in with the Piggy Pink, the One Hot Mama, and the Night Moves. And I am going to do some splatters, and I'm going to go a little crazy with it. But again, it adds to that kind of graffiti, grungy look, which, you know, doesn't necessarily match my photo, but it definitely matches their attitude. So I feel like it works for me. Oh, and then I come in also, I wanted to do a black outline with my, again, with my Pit pen. And then I'm going to draw a couple of little hearts in some of the blank areas because I felt like I needed a little bit of black in there. And I don't know, I can draw okay hearts. So going to do that and then add my splatters, and then that's going to be the end of the layout. So if you don't already belong to the Shimmerz Shares Facebook group, definitely head on over there. That's where everybody posts all of their Shimmerz inspiration. There's also the Instagram as well as the shop. And don't forget, again, you can add my name to the comments of your next purchase and get a little freebie added to your purchase in the shop. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's a little bit longer and I hope I didn't babble too much, but it's a really great, I was so excited with this layout. I love how those hearts turned out, and they would be so simple to recreate in many different shapes and sizes, and you know, for many different uses. Yeah, just really like it. So hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you again next time.